You're entering a no judgment zone. The following show is real and raw, and everyone is encouraged to speak their mind. This is the Immigrant Experience, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of newcomer immigrants and Canada at large. An open platform, one that welcomes everybody. This is the Immigrant Experience. And now your hosts, Emmanuel and Ruben.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to the Immigrant Experience podcast. This is another episode, another day. It's your co-host, Ruben Ashali.
And Emmanuel Dualai Koko.
Oh, yeah, welcome, man. And, of course, a lot of things are happening at this time. And, of course, the biggest of all, the World Cup, man.
It's the World Cup, yeah.
And
today we'll be talking about the World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. Giving our feedback, our reaction to the World Cup and how things are going. And to my surprise, Emmanuel's country is represented at the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
How is it feeling, man, to have Cameroon team at the World Cup?
It's kind of a mixed feeling because now I live in Canada.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a bit of a mixed feeling because I cheer for Canada and Cameroon.
Oh, yeah.
And fortunately for me, these are two really good footballing countries.
But to be honest, Cameroon has qualified for the World Cup more than like a number of times.
Cameroon has qualified 8 times for the World Cup,
Wow.
and they are the most represented country from Africa in the World Cup stage.
Yeah,
they have the most representation. Yeah.
I was looking at I'm not a football guy. I usually just go for some specific things whenever I see like whatever catches my eyes.
Yeah.
But it's funny on how like they were comparing the number of people, viewers following the World Cup, and it's almost 5 or 10 times more than the regular.
Oh yeah. I mean,
tournament.
The World Cup is the biggest sporting event in the world.
Yeah.
The most watched, the most viewed globally, and with the most fan base.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's no argument in that. And you can see how controversial the World Cup has become recently with all the things happening. That makes it very mixed in how people are taking it now. Yeah. So
and the fact that it really happened at pretty much a controversial place again, like in Qatar, and like with it's not a controversial. It's just that there are a lot of headlines.
Yeah.
Regarding Qatar and unfortunately people are picking on that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Qatar and the host of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. As you all are aware of all the scandals that came around with it and everything that happened. But so far, Qatar are really doing an amazing job hosting all these countries from all over the world, and the fan base and the standards of the pitch is just crispy perfect.
Yeah.
Like they put in real good details to it. And the studio, they had one of the stadiums, 964 or so, which was built with containers.
Wow.
That was actually very innovative.
Yeah.
And very I learned the studio is supposed to be recycled.
No.
And so it's gonna be taken down and given to less privileged countries.
Oh no. I think
use for sporting development purposes.
One of the funny things that I found in this tournament is that the stadium will, after the World Cup, they will use it as a like they will repurpose it for social activities.
Yeah.
Like I think they will have a mall and some other things there.
I think that's something which Qatar has brought into this World Cup, which we have never seen or experienced before. Previously, most World Cup venues tend to be abandoned or not used for like the amount of money that was put into the construction of it for an event that runs for a month. And then what happens with this multi-billion project?
I think they will scale this. They will scale down the seats.
Yeah.
Then make it a marketplace or something like that.
Yeah, they've come up with really innovative ways of how they're going to make these mega projects significant and relevant after the World Cup, which is something we've never seen anyone thought of before. or done
Yeah.
something significant. But let's
Yeah.
wait and see how it goes. We always
Yeah,
hear of
yeah.
really big dreams and ideas
Yeah.
until after everything is done, then
Yeah.
you see what happens.
There are crazy things happening over there.
Oh,
and of
yeah.
which some are very, like with the condition, like the situation of like the immigrant workers, the reports of people like dying during
Yeah.
the construction period
Yeah.
at those facilities. That's very freaking bad.
I think, well, like you rightfully said, that is really bad. But it's something which has been on the plate and has also been politicized. But I think paying people for their labor is very good. It's always good to compensate people for what they deserve.
Yeah.
And this is something which have been exploited.
Yeah.
And I appreciate how much everyone has brought this to the limelight.
Yeah.
All of us are immigrants here, and
Yeah.
we know what it's like not being paid your fair wages.
Yeah.
And
No,
how
but-
difficult it will be
But
for
again,
anyone to experience that.
my devil advocacy here will be like they are immigrants who are exploited in Canada, US, and Italy,
Yeah.
for example.
Mhm.
And there are numerous reports that have come out, like for example, Italy, where
Yeah.
like undocumented immigrants are used and forced to work in a very bad conditions in the farms, and nothing has been done. But now in Qatar, it's big news.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I
everyone
think
is complaining.
I think it's the way it's been done. I think it's been
been
done in a very
politicized.
systemic way
Mhm.
in all these Western countries.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, in Qatar, it was done on a large scale because they have not had development as a process.
Okay.
They are doing it in a large scale at once.
Okay.
So
okay,
Qatar was not that developed. None of those structures were there some 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for all of that to have come into realization,
Needs tough.
lots of things had to happen. Lots of dirty things had to happen. And you could see it cost the president of FIFA his job, the president of the CAF Federation, and most of these top FIFA officials who were actually part of this deal that had to like corruption scandals behind it. And so away from that, Qatar still has managed to pull off a really good
good show.
good show so far. Yeah.
And one thing that really struck me was is continuing to strike me is like the represent like people assume me. I don't know how people take this. Like whenever I see people complaining of they don't allow alcohol at the stadium and people paid. Bro, this is like, can you respect other people's cultures too?
Yeah, I think that's something which throws limelight into cultural ignorance,
Yeah.
which is something we are experiencing a lot of. So I think you can see clearly that the cultures of these Middle Eastern countries are being undermined, and their traditions. So I noticed that was a very big thing, but Budweiser on their part should have been aware of the fact that signing a huge deal, so much millions of dollars, investing in these, it was going to come with that impact to a country that has these laws on alcohol and all that. I think the biggest loser here for me is Budweiser.
Not
and
even
how much they invested.
not even like the issue of losing and winning. Like
Yeah.
my biggest concern is the World Cup is a 1 month thing, and you don't want bringing like Qatar have like strict like alcohol is not part of the culture and is not forbidden. Like you don't want in 1 month to cause a long-term repair
and
issue for the country.
And you can clearly see that for example, when we see the English fans and how even the French fans that go to the stadiums with alcohol, there's always chaos and fights and things which are not good, favorable in the society. But you can see that like so far in this without that alcohol and all that, everything is very well structured, and there's a lot of like people are acting in their right senses and not under the influence
what of the rights of the LGBTQ community?
Well, I think that inclusion should matter in any society and in any environment and also still being able to recognize that you can be who you want to be, but you don't have to rub it on us, on someone else. And I think that just being who you want to be, I think fighting for everyone to be included is okay, but making people to try and include them into their culture and all of that, I don't think for me that's right, because everyone should have their values and their standards and morals. And if mine is different from yours, that doesn't change anything.
But again, Qatar accepting to host the World Cup, they knew like it's bringing the whole world.
Yeah.
Like I it's funny on how like I'm seeing, I think France team or England wanted to have the captain ribbon.
The ribbon captain band. It wasn't just England. I think there were about 8 European countries or so.
Oh, and did the Qatar government refused, or how did it go?
Well, there were sanctions. FIFA actually, in relation to the Qatari government, actually had a conversation and refused that they shouldn't wear this ribbon.
What is the reason?
I think it was going to be disrespectful to them,
okay.
to their country. But I think a big impact which still stood was how much advocacy was brought into this World Cup, and also how much politics has come into, because normally we always try to separate the football from politics, but how much politics has played into this World Cup, we've never seen that in football before. And it's only becoming more glaring of how much politics is trying to influence football. We saw that with Russia winning the bid, and we saw that with Qatar as well. So,
I don't think Russia's playing.
No, Russia hosted 2018.
Oh yeah.
It was also a political thing, which was actually also discovered.
And I think one of the team, whether Belgium or France, they came with a plane with LGBTQ, I think, flag or something, and they were turned back to go and change the plane and come with a different plane. That's how crazy that's over there.
That's just mind-blowing.
Some country, like a Western country. Holy shit!
I think I don't know how to say this, but
it's being politicized.
There's too much politics which has gone into it, so much so that it's taken away from the good football. People want to. Another one was the Iranian, when they didn't sing their national anthem at the start. They didn't sing. I noticed that. I was like, wait, is it just because the game originally England was supposed to put on a captain stripe band of the blue ribbon, the ribbon stripe band, captain band. And then so it was refused by FIFA, and they were told all the captains, if they wear the ribbon, you're going to be sanctioned with a yellow card. All the captains, they were told, if you wear the ribbon, you're going to be sanctioned with a yellow card. Before the game starts.
No way, that's crazy.
So that was a risk no one wants to take. And most captains are like the leaders of these teams. So you don't want to lose your leader because of a political issue.
And I think the social issue then.
It's a social political issue, But I think there you saw how much the line between politics and football,
and I think it's
still came again to it. Because
but again, I think like football, like that line really has to be defined. And if you put politics onto it, then like football alone should have the power to influence people.
And
I think if you bring politics in, then you're fading the impact of football.
I think sport has gone through a lot of change. Football itself has gone through a lot of change, a lot of innovation. We've seen the introductions of video assistants into this game, which was something we didn't have before. We've seen the use of the goal line technology, which is something which wasn't also into the sports before. But with all of this, still we have witnessed lots of growth into the sport and reduced lots of the mistakes which were made before.
Sometimes, and connecting to that, it's like the immigrant experience here.
So
like one thing, like I say, like I'm not a soccer guy. I host Anyo, but not. Unfortunately, I don't follow much at that much. And one thing that struck me is like the idea of the concept of being an immigrant.
Yeah.
For example, today, Emmanuel, you're in Canada here, and for example, you're a professional soccer player, and Cameroon, your national team qualifies, and your current national team also qualifies.
Yeah.
Like, how does someone chooses which country to play with?
Well, I think when it comes to we've seen a lot of these in this World Cup as well. We've seen a lot of nationality switches.
Yeah.
And like George Weah, the president of Liberia, his son plays for America. We've seen Mbolo from Cameroon, who plays for Switzerland and scored against them. Kylian Mbappe, who's Cameroonian and plays for France.
Yeah.
And Chomeni, who plays for France, a midfielder who plays for France, who's also Cameroonian origin. So we've seen lots of these immigrant experiences and switches of nationalities. And I think it comes down to choice. And how you're treated at the national level.
What do you mean? Like how you're treated here in Canada or treated back home?
Yeah, so I'm going to look at an example of this story. The Mbolo, Bril Mbolo story. He plays for Switzerland. He's Cameroonian by birth, born in Yaoundé. And at his junior level, played for Cameroon. And he wanted to play for Cameroon. But clearly from the video which came out put by his mother, they were asked to pay lots of money, and they were also asked to do certain rituals which they didn't think was appropriate for.
What do you mean? Like the player was asked to pay money to the team,
to the team.
Team is paying them?
The players were asked to pay money, and she revealed that.
What do you mean?
The mother of Mbolo revealed this herself. That they were asked to pay money.
No way.
And not small money, huge sums of money.
No way.
In order for them to play.
To represent your
country.
But players are supposed to be paid by the...
Well, I think that's a system which they have, which they think, because you're going to be paid so much money.
Okay.
You have to pay.
So it's corruption. Like you have to
it's a corruption. Well, Cameroon is very corrupt. So, and I think that has come back to haunt the nation.
And the boy scored against
that was what shocked everybody. The boy scored against Cameroon, and it was taken personal by Cameroonians.
No way.
Yeah.
Here, like abroad or back home?
Well, back in Cameroon. So this guy, he tried to get into the national team. He was not taken, and he literally went to Switzerland and was taken, and was developed through the Swiss football system. And represents Switzerland now. And he was very quick, very sharp attacking player. He scores, and at the end of he didn't even celebrate the goal. He literally scored and put his hands up.
No way.
To say, he didn't celebrate the goal. And his mom came and said, people were angry after that. And he said, I gave him to you people, to the nation of Cameroon, and you guys asked me for so much money and stuff for him to represent his country. Where is the patriotism in that?
But you see how
his house was burned. His mother's house was destroyed. From I've seen reports on the news and all that the house was attacked
back home
in Cameroon.
Shush.
And his mother still lives in Cameroon.
No way.
From what I learned, and so that's really bad that they are not holding the government and the system of the football federation that created all these gaps for players, for good players like Mbappe, Chomeni, and all the rest, Mbolo, who could represent the Cameroon country. And like what you see with Brazil, Brazilians represent Brazil. And that's why Brazil always has a good team in the competition. Cameroonians don't represent, the good ones don't represent Cameroon. They all represent,
and
they are loose to the Western countries,
and that even not just Cameroon, like pretty much cuts across many countries.
Yeah, that cuts across Africa in general, and that's literally like the whole brain drain thing. You see where the young and energetic Africans are being lost.
But what really touched me the most is the fact that like the boy score the goal against his
country.
Most of the players are friends.
Yeah.
And like he knows them.
Most of the players on the Cameroon national team are friends.
Yeah.
And you saw that. After the game,
So like
he went and apologized. And how do you score for your country, for Switzerland, and you're apologizing to all the players on Cameroon, taking pictures with them and stuff, trying to show that he didn't mean any harm? No, you did good. You should be celebrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what like struck me the most is like just that feeling like these are, I've always been saying, like immigrants in general, you pretty much like regardless of your situation, whether you came here as ambassador or children of an ambassador or president kid, you always live double lives.
Oh yeah, we always do live double life.
Like you have two lives going on, and with regard to that boy, like sympathizing with him, man.
It is what it is.
Like you should be celebrating, and like even after scoring,
even after scoring your first goal in the World Cup, you score and you can't celebrate it at such a young age.
Yeah,
you see how sad that is. That's literally a true version of the double life immigrants live and experience, because you always have a past that is always haunting you, and a future that you have to expectations
you tell me
you have to meet up with.
You tell me if let's say they are on elimination stage and you eliminate your your country's team. Like if like that's people like back home, like we don't condone this, but like we condone this, but people back home went ahead and destroyed his mother's house. Just for scoring against the first game.
Just for scoring against Cameroon.
You will score, like if you will eliminate the team.
Well, that was something I said. Okay, so if we play against all the other guys who do not represent Cameroon, are we going to start destroying like their properties?
Houses? This is crazy.
And then how do you put it in front of the jersey that invests in Cameroon? And that's how the attitude of... Well, but let's just leave that topic.
Hope for the best.
And move for another... Well, let's go to Liberia. Where we have George Weah at the field.
No, but I have a question for you. Do you think it carries the same weight when, like, for example, your children, like who are born and raised in Canada? Like, there's a difference here. Most African countries, if you give birth to a child outside of Africa, your child ideally doesn't carry your nationality. They have to go to your country and live for X period of time for them to get nationality. But if an American is born outside or a Canadian is born outside, as long as the parent is Canadian or American, then they have nationality and even the passport.
Do
you think to immigrants who are, like, I would say second generation or third generation immigrants, carries the same weight as, like, with that boy who scored against the team? This boy came, he moved to Switzerland when he's a youth.
As a young boy.
He still have still have friends.
He still has lots of friends in Cameroon youth football system, which he played with.
Even the players who are playing the games, like he knows people there. He knows
lots of them.
He knows lots of them. Like either the generation type, like first or second or third generations, plays a role here to, like, how someone will have difficulties even celebrating their own goals?
I don't think so. I think it's where you call home, and most times, where you find home, like I'll talk of a good story is Alphonso Davies, who represents Canada and is such an amazing football player. And he does this time and time again. Yes, he missed a penalty in the first game, but you all can admit how outstanding he was. And his strength, his performance, everything was like class. But yes, he doesn't represent his country
of
birth. Congo
but Congo didn't qualify. Like if it was at the World Cup.
No, not necessarily that. Where does he call home? Canada has given him a home. He said this time and time again. They moved here, they were struggling. Canada gave him a home. He got support from the community. And through that community system, he was able to develop his game. And that now he feels the least he can do is give back.
Playing for Canada.
And that's playing for Canada.
Yeah.
So
But I bet you.
That way it was earned.
But I bet you he will still have difficulties.
If Canada was
Congo,
to play...
Congo team was also playing the
Oh,
World
yeah. Same thing like what Embolo went through. And same thing with Liberia. If George Weah, the son, was playing against Liberia and he scores against... Just imagine Liberia. George Weah is the only African player to have won the Golden Boot, the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
That's the most prestigious award in the world for football. The systems which are being set in place are not making room for people to express themselves in the right way.
Absolutely.
And wherever they can find a place to call home, that's where they're going to represent. And you can see every day how these African systems and governments are failing largely to represent or to speak up or to help their people. And that you can clearly see how it's coming back to haunt them, like in the case of Cameroon where you reject your own citizen and ask them for huge sums of money, and he comes back and haunts you. And literally that game meant the world to Cameroon. And
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. We can't go back from there. But we have seen lots of amazing players that are representing different countries, and they're doing really well. Kudos to all these immigrants who switch nationalities or represent another country, because they did end it.
Yeah.
For you
and one thing that struck me the most with this World Cup, like I said, I only watch highlights.
Yeah.
Like it's on how, like some countries that have never been on the map of football picking up, like Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that. This World Cup so far, I can tell you that it's been up and down, down. Literally, the wave is everywhere. And we have to be able to think again when last Argentina lost the game
again,
in the World Cup.
We will argue it's still too early to make judgments. Like, it's still like the first game of the match and it's group stages.
Yeah.
And you don't know how things will turn out in the next few weeks.
Games,
but like that performance was
amazing. Bizarre.
Amazing.
It was bizarre
from
for
Saudi
Argentina.
Arabia. But a big blow to Argentina.
Well, interestingly enough, the last time Argentina lost an opening game was in the 1990.
No way.
Against Cameroon.
No way.
And they went all the way after the game to the final of the World Cup. So, so Argentina has a very, very weird history with the cup. So let's see how
this guy is a football junkie.
Let's see how this World Cup will go for Argentina. But I think so far all the groups have been very tough. You can see that all the teams are coming out with all the fire. They are ready to give in everything.
The Saudi Arabia,
like
with all global South countries, Saudi Arabia has shown a very good performance. And we're starting to think maybe for the first time they might go for the quarterfinals and semifinals.
Well, Saudi Arabia has just been mind-blowing so far in the tournament.
They're playing tomorrow again, eh?
Yeah, they're playing tomorrow against Poland. Lewandowski, who has been in fine form throughout to getting his team to the FIFA World Cup, but with his club recently has not been on a fine run of form, and you can see that how it's playing out now in the World Cup. He's not been able to perform at the level he normally has been performing. But most likely one goal a game.
But again, it's soccer, right?
Yes.
Soccer.
Saudi Arabia learned a few things. Normally, the Middle Eastern players are small and they are not very physical.
What are you trying to say, Manuel?
Well, they always go for the tactical players. But what Saudi did this time different was brought more physical players. So it's still a very tactical game, but you have to realize that the European players and the African players are big and they're strong.
So you have to match that too.
You have to match that. So in order for the Middle Eastern countries to do well, they have to be able to get physical.
Yeah.
And
soccer.
If you're physical, the World Cup is physical. Yeah. It's a do or die thing. You either win or you lose. It's not like a league structure where you have all the games to keep playing.
Yeah, it's only three.
It's only three games in the group stage, and you're out. So if you can have enough physical and strength and like strong players who are smart enough, you can beat anyone. And that was what Iran showed. And I think
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. And I think kudos to the Middle Eastern countries for their Arab Cup they had last year in Qatar.
Oh, okay.
I think the Middle Eastern countries are going to do very well because of this.
How many Middle Eastern countries are there?
I think we have
Qatar and Saudi Arabia.
No, we have Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Iran.
Oh, yeah.
We have
Iran. You shouldn't say, I don't know, Eastern Asian or something like that.
All of them are still there. They're still there. We have Morocco.
Morocco is Africa.
Well, they are still considered somehow. They're still considered. Yeah, well, they played in their Arab thing.
No way.
It's an Arab Cup.
Oh, so Morocco plays there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the Arab Cup was held in Qatar last year, 2021, same time, like the World Cup now.
Oh.
So I think it's given them an extra urge, an advantage,
even
on how they've used the pitch before.
Yeah.
So they have the advantage of that, and they have had a whole practice as a group.
Yeah.
Coming to this World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's fun on how I've seen some reports online that I don't know if the Saudi government or those guys are freaking rich.
Yeah.
They gave Rolls Royce to
their players.
All the players.
Well, I think what they did was unbelievably mind-blowing. I think the whole football world was literally
it's the first
shocked.
game, man. It's the first game.
Saudi Arabia beat Argentina with Lionel Messi on the field was just mind-blowing. And we've seen some few surprising results so far in the tournament. But I think England, USA, that was another good one. But I knew that game was going to draw because guess what? The history, USA has never lost to England in the World Cup.
Oh.
So I knew that game, there was no way they were going to start losing now. So, I think soccer has a bit of that history too.
Okay.
To it too, but
it had different players.
Yeah, they have different players.
Regardless of history. Like 1990 team.
Regardless of history.
2022.
Exactly. But, the thing I've noticed with this is sometimes history turns to repeat itself.
Okay.
Mostly with football. But except you guys are ready to change that mindset. That's why soccer is a lot of a mind game thing than the actual talent.
Okay.
So whosoever can keep their minds longer into that game would win it.
And have you seen that? Like there's a video circulating online showing Cristiano Ronaldo eating, reaching to his pant
and pulling out some funny thing out of it. Well, I think the football has all kinds of funny things going around it, and we've seen stories of other football players coming out openly saying yes, they do use voodoos.
What is voodoo, man?
Voodoo is magic powers, but it could be used for some different things. It could be used for strength. It could be used to win.
Yeah.
But he got he got the penalty and scored after eating that. So whatever that was, it worked. We all saw that.
I looked at that video and I was like, holy crap! If that video had like if like for Christ's sake, if it was, for example, Lukaku doing that.
Oh yeah. If it was Pogba, because Pogba already has a history of witchcraft around his name, so that would have been a perfect opportunity for everyone to say, "Oh,
pick up on
there goes the voodoo." Yeah. Well, I think that these group stages are looking very interesting so far. With like a game and a half. I
think with some groups that have at least two. Like they've played at least 2 games.
Yeah.
You can easily say who is going out and who.
Well,
who
I think
still has a 50-50
for
chance.
these groups, I'm just going to go with the predictions of those who are going to...
What's a prediction, man?
My predictions for those who are going to qualify from the group stages.
Yeah.
Okay, for Group A, I think... this is tough. This is tough.
What are the teams
Okay, I
there?
think Netherlands and Ecuador are gonna qualify.
So it's Netherlands, Ecuador, Senegal,
Netherlands, Ecuador, Senegal, and Qatar.
and Qatar.
Yeah, so Qatar is facing Netherlands.
And
The
Senegal,
last game.
and Senegal
Senegal is facing Ecuador.
Oh,
So
sheesh.
Senegal has to win to go. Senegal has 3 points. Ecuador has 4 points. So
They're the
Senegal has to win to qualify. Ecuador just needs a draw
or winning.
or win to go through. So, and I think so far Ecuador has put up a really good performance so far, drawing against the Netherlands 1-1
Yeah.
and
yeah.
beating the Qatar, the host, at the opening. That's something which has not been done before at the host nation at the opening day.
What of Group B?
Group B, we're looking at England, Iran, USA, and Wales. Iran pulled a big surprise, a really big surprise this morning on Wales. Yeah, Iran beat, and the morning they sang the national anthem of Iran,
That's when they won.
that's when they won, and they beat Wales with
1-0.
Gareth Bale
Wow.
on the field.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
that tells you a lot that
Do you think Iran will qualify?
Iran means business, but I don't think so. I think in that group, USA has their last game against, I think it's Iran.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and I don't think Iran is going to beat USA.
What happened if they draw?
If they draw, Iran is going to qualify. But USA has 2 points. Iran has 3 points because Iran won a game. USA has drawn 2 games.
Oh, okay.
So no one has been able to beat USA. And USA almost never goes out in the group stage. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. And
which
then
teams do you think will qualify then?
I think England will qualify and the USA will qualify as well.
I think England.
I think Iran will come short.
I think England and Iran. That's my
You think
prediction.
England and Iran?
Yeah.
Okay. I think, well, your partner is Iranian, so I know if you don't say that, you have problems at home. Well, but no, I'm just a joke. But I think that USA is going to beat. I think USA will beat Iran in the last game and qualify with England.
Okay.
And that'll be that. Then we have the Saudi Arabia and Poland and Mexico and Argentina group. That's the group C.
Oh, shush.
This group is very tricky, but
They played one game.
They've played one game in the
Okay,
group
okay.
so far. But I believe that Argentina will go through as well with Saudi Arabia.
Either Saudi Arabia or the second team.
Saudi Arabia.
What's
and
the second team?
The second team is Poland. But Argentina, I think Argentina is going to beat Mexico, and they'll also beat Poland. So they'll be able to qualify. And Saudi Arabia is going to get a draw with one of those teams, with either Poland or Mexico, and that will be enough. Because Saudi Arabia has been very good. Yeah. And I checked from their last 10 games, they've not lost that much. They've lost like a couple of games, and they win most of their games. And if they lose, it's by 1 goal different. Like it was, you can't beat them easily. So I believe that Saudi are gonna shock everyone. I think they'll be the surprise package of this World Cup. The package, the surprise package, the team no one saw coming. Yeah, and France
making wonders.
Yeah, Group D, you have France, Tunisia, Denmark, and Australia. I think in that group, France won their opening game already against Australia, and it was done really comfortably. Denmark has beaten France 2 times now. 2-0, I think, and 3-1 in their last 2 games. So with a 2 goals difference. So I would love to see the next game is Denmark-France. I would love to see how that goes this weekend. And I think at the end, Tunisia might end up pulling a surprise in that group also. But I think Denmark and France will go through in Group D. And when we move from Group D, we look at Group E. For you, what do you think France, Tunisia can pull a surprise over Denmark? Because I believe
I don't think so.
You don't think so, right?
I think it's Denmark.
Yeah, I think Denmark has beaten France twice,
Yeah,
and
France and Denmark.
Denmark is might likely pull a surprise on France and win their last game against Tunisia to go through. Then we have Group E. We have Spain, Japan, Germany, and Costa Rica. That's a good group because Japan shocked the world with their win over Germany.
Yeah.
And Germany didn't see that coming. But it was very possible. It was something very possible because you could see that the Japanese players were very fit. They were very strong, physical, energetic, ready to go. And Mourinho made a statement after that loss. Jose Mourinho. He said the European players have big egos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He said they have 2 big egos.
And maybe they went in comfortable.
Yeah, they went
knowing they're winning.
They're too talented and all that. Yeah. And Japan shocked them.
Literally. This game.
And Japan came with crazy energy.
And with soccer, it's usually like that. Like
That's
you
it.
go in thinking you're winning.
Yeah. Japan came with mad energy.
You can testify with your team.
Yeah. And even after losing with a goal down, turn it around and beat Germany.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because at some stage in the second half, the Germans were dead. Literally no strength. And the Japans were like, the game is just starting. Like they were still running all over the pitch. And the Germans could not contain that.
Yeah.
So, they lost 2-1, but I think...
See how it goes.
I think Germany still has
Which teams do you think will qualify?
I think in this group...
Germany for sure.
No, I think in this group, Spain and Japan will go through. So Germany might still have another failed World Cup
I think Spain and Germany.
experience again. Yeah, I think Spain and Japan will go through, and Germany might just have
Spain and Germany.
Spain for you?
Yeah.
Spain and Germany? Okay, let's see. I think Japan has a really good squad. They have an Arsenal player in their backline, Tomiyasu. And I'm an Arsenal fan, and I know how good Arsenal players are when they mean business. So do not count Japan out. Okay, we'll look at Group F. Group F, we have Belgium. We have...
I think Portugal is there too.
We have a lot there. I think that's a very interesting group. Group F, we have Belgium, we have Croatia, we have Morocco, and the almighty Maple Leaf Nation, Canada. And it didn't start well for our beloved Canada after 36 years wait. But it was very positive. We played better football. Canada played better football.
We had a lot of chances.
They played better football than the Belgians.
Yeah.
They were more in control of the ball.
Yeah. Possession.
The Belgians couldn't even control. They couldn't contain what Canada was offering.
And they had a lot of chances though. They wasted.
That was it. You saw the miss by Alphonso Davies, which was really
big blow.
It was a big blow. I think that took him out of the game.
Yeah,
I think that took him out of the game, and I don't know if the coach noticed that or saw that, but it took him out. It weighed on him mentally.
Yeah,
and he didn't recover from that. Like throughout the rest of the game.
When he started, I told someone who was watching. I told them, like, by like counting the number of chances that Canada have wasted.
Yeah,
it's obvious that they're going to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually like that.
That's how it works in football. You see it even when we watch it in the Anyottawa Soccer League. When we see a team missing so many chances, we tell them it's coming. It's going to come back to haunt you.
Especially a team.
Yeah. Well, and you see that, right?
Yeah,
because
you miss a lot of chances.
When you miss all the chances, the other team needs just one chance.
Yeah.
And they'll put it in. Because guess what? Those misses build up your adrenaline.
Yeah.
And all that, and
you start feeling like you have chances.
It works with your mental head
down.
too. Yeah, so once you start missing a lot, it starts weighing on you too mentally.
Yeah,
and then the opponent is just one good shot to take you out, and that was what Belgium did in the game against Canada to grab their first win in the tournament. But you must commend Belgium. The Belgians are second ranked team in the world.
Yeah.
So that was a very good game for Canada, and we can always take that as a positive.
Yeah, but the other thing too, like with how you see with how the players played. Yeah. It's like it showed the quality
Oh yeah.
that Canadian team have, and
Oh, yeah.
even they have chances of winning.
Oh yeah. It
other
tells you
games.
even you could even see that the Canadian League is actually doing very well.
Yeah.
Because you could see Canadian players from the Vancouver and all the other teams coming in and performing really well against these Belgian players considered to be world class and really highly paid professionals. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think so. In that group, would have a Belgium. I'm confident Belgium might go through.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
Canada will pull a surprise. I'm confident that Canada will likely win the rest of our games and pull through.
Okay.
And in the last group, so
Do you think out of Spain is Croatia, right?
Croatia,
Spain, Croatia,
Canada,
Do you remember
and Costa Rica.
the last World Cup was France
France won the World Cup
against which team?
at the final.
Yeah,
It was against Croatia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Croatia, Croatia.
Did I
was
have that
last year's-
history?
Croatia is last year's finalist, but I must comment that Canada is coming into this World Cup with really high expectations and really good squad that are
Well,
on the-
I think with all the love I have for Canada,
yeah.
I
Sometimes do not doubt the underdogs. Do not doubt the underdogs.
I think Croatia is going. It's qualifying.
Croatia. Okay, so you think Croatia is gonna go through?
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch and see and how the Maple Leafs blow everyone's mind up.
Yeah.
I lost power on that. Okay,
Okay, the last
the last group, I think Portugal, Ghana. I think those two will go through.
Oh.
Yeah, this is that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like Portugal has shown a very steady, and of course having Cristiano Ronaldo there plays a big role. But will Ghana qualify? I think so. Like I'm with Ghana 100%.
Oh.
But the pressure I think is crazy.
Well, I think personally that Ghana has a very good squad, and for a team that is underrated,
Yeah.
Ghana has a squad that could literally. They have Inaki Williams,
Okay.
and some really good world class players that can literally change any game at any time. And I'm looking at the stats right now for Ghana.
Yeah.
And you can see, I can clearly tell you that Ghana stands a chance if
Of winning.
if they can put everything together. They have Solisu and some really good world-class players in their team. And the leadership of Partey as well.
Oh yeah.
Thomas
oh, yeah.
Partey.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
From
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Ghana have good players.
Yeah, I think if they just put a couple of things together, Ghana will be able to
Qualify.
surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
To surprise everyone else in that group.
I totally believe. Yeah.
But I think this is a special World Cup for Cristiano Ronaldo. Like you saw him pulling out of his pants, whatever that was.
Like with everything happening at Manu, like he has to show.
He just I think
to
the
show- he has to
Cristiano Ronaldo saga has shown the whole world how big Cristiano Ronaldo is. Yeah. Because they kept saying you're not bigger than United. But he has literally brought this team down.
Yeah.
Whether they admit it or not, United is going through a Chelsea part right now. And it was
Not
almost
selling the club.
he woke up right after that and said he's selling it. And he says he's not influenced by Cristiano Ronaldo. But this is something they've been begging you for so long to do.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Cristiano Ronaldo with no contract. You see, unattached. When they spoke about him on the World Cup stage, he was on the club, unattached. And he wants that. He wants that because he knows he's getting to that age where he needs to cash out.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
United was not they had reduced his contract, his money.
No way.
Yeah, they reduced his contract, and that was even for him to stay there. They were not playing Champions League football either.
No way.
And and so they are hoping that you can. And I think it wasn't all of that. I think for me it was just the disrespect, as he stated on Pierre Morgan's show.
Yeah.
I watched that interview fully, and clearly it was a shame to me that even the administrators came out and admitted only recently all these things Cristiano was saying.
Well, where are you against Man U? Is it because you're Arsenal fan?
No, not that I'm an Arsenal. Well, guess what? Cristiano Ronaldo said he's an Arsenal fan now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you want to join Arsenal, huh?
No, he doesn't want to join, but he loves the work and the project Arsenal is doing.
Or is desperate now and needs some attention.
I think that's how. No, I think there was no desperation. I think one of the chairmen of Manchester United came out and confirmed these things that he said that the club has not been renovated for over how many years now? 17 years plus, and so many things have not been touched. In terms of, and even the youth structures and all that have been like nothing has been done for a very long time. Since the Glazers took over. And so the fact they admitted this now, these are things Cristiano said on Pierre Morgan, and everyone came out and criticized him that he shouldn't have said that. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how all of this develops and plays out after the World Cup and how these stories go with him. Where does he go after this? What happens to Manchester United and all the money which they have been making? What happens to the Glazers family? And where does Manchester United go from there? I think that's going to be some questions which you'll have to answer. But till then, I think we're going to keep bringing you more of our World Cup episodes. We talk about the World Cup, and why not at some point look at Canada 2026? And we're going to throw some light on some of the things as well we're looking at. So you want to stay tuned to this World Cup special edition and learn more about your football.
And for sure, if you can go in the comment section there, just drop in your predictions. Which teams do you think will qualify? And eventually, as we move to the next stage, then we predict which team might take home the trophy.
We're definitely going to keep bringing this with short predictions and like discussions on how the World Cup is playing out, how Canada is performing. And please make sure you leave your predictions. And we didn't talk about this. If you're using any betting platform, it's a way you can use to generate money watching the games.
That's gambling, man.
It is gambling, but if you're using that, please, you want to make sure you do it responsibly and make sure that gambling is not bad, but you have to do it safely. So you do not put too much what you do not want to lose. You do not bet more than what you don't want to lose.
Man, why are you defending gambling? Are you a gambler?
I think, we just watched FTX, which was one of the biggest crypto markets, lost $5 billion. So you can say, I think the whole world is a gamble, and we all are in the process of a gamble.
So you're justifying gamble.
Life is a gamble. Living is a gamble. Literally. I think that you have to take, and life, everything you do, it's a gamble. Even picking a career is a gamble. Your partner, it is. Because literally, you have a whole, I think that makes, that explains why.
There's always the road not taken. The poem. It's called the road not taken.
Exactly. I know that poem.
All decision you make, there's always that
another one you could have. Exactly.
You could have taken it, but
so you missed it. So you just want to make sure you do it, gamble safely or bet or whatever way you're doing it. Even lottery, people play, and lotto.
I buy lottery sometimes.
So you're a gambler too. But you don't put all your money on the lottery, do you?
It's only $5.
Exactly. So you can bet, you can gamble like that. You can put $5 on a ticket or whatever, and make sure that you're not spending all your money in one place. There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And for those listening this on Spotify, thank you. And please keep listening. And our friends watching this on YouTube, thank you. Please subscribe and like the video, comment, and leave us your predictions on the comment there. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Please keep listening. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed to our platforms. We love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
You've been listening to the Immigrant Experience. a program we hope will have an impact on the future of newcomer immigrants and Canada at large. We hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hook up with us on Instagram at Anyo_2021. # the Immigrant Experience. See you guys next time.